So we don't really have a whole lot of plans. We definitely wanted to hop on and do something, get some studies done. I know Elena found a good list with some verses that we want to read that have to do with the millennium or the millennial reign. So we wanted to really, that's probably our main focus. We're going to cover those, and I think we're just kind of whatever pops up, pops up. We haven't really gathered in a while. So we'll see how it goes, but we're going to read some stuff to see if we can find some things people didn't quite know about. So we're going to start with Zechariah 14:16.
All right, so it says, "And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left out of all the nations which came up against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles." So
I don't know that there's any more listed in here, but I feel like you can continue with that one. Yeah, it actually does list it. It lists a lot more. Let's go ahead and read it further.
you want to keep going, or you want to go
Yep.
back a little bit?
Well, what's it see? Let's go back to the beginning of it, just to
That's what I was
see
thinking.
context.
So here it says, "God will be king over all."
In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning, though. "God will battle Jerusalem's foes." And it says, it's Ezekiel 38, 1 through 23. "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and Magog, and the chief prince of Meshech." So that's supposed to be like Moshiach, or no, sorry, Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all with them shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house Togarmah of the north quarters, and all the bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and thy company that are assembled unto thee, and thou guard unto them." So that was probably not necessary.
Yeah, I didn't really. I think we need a lot more context on that one to understand what that was saying. I know. Well, yeah, I don't think.
So this was, as most people say, is the temple being destroyed. So I don't know. Like the second temple being destroyed, right? I don't know.
Yeah, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city will be taken. Lord will go forth. Yeah. So go back to 16.
Yeah, 16 is where it just basically tells us that there is going to be people left over from the nation.
That's the biggest. Actually, that one. Oh, no, that's not the one. So it should come to pass that everyone is left of the nations which came against Jerusalem, so shall go up.
That doesn't, okay.
Yeah. Let's keep moving. We'll go over and we'll discuss them as we go. So we have Zephaniah 2:11. It's
How do you spell it?
I was gonna say Zepha. Niah. And then 2:11.
The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, everyone from his place, even the isles of the heathen. So he's going to destroy the gods of the earth, and everyone will worship them. That's that part, right?
Yeah, stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Syria. Will make Nineveh desolation and dry like a wilderness. Yep. And then, let me see. My phone totally stopped. All right, Isaiah 66:23.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So that's funny. It's the new moon.
Right.
So, yeah, so everyone is going to do Sabbaths and new moons.
But of course, if the feasts were done away with, then why is it prophesying? Then in the end, that's what we'll do. Let's see. They shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. Now that's interesting because that's been done before. Was it Gilgal? Or I believe it was. I always get the names mixed up between the hill he died on and the actual burial place where they left bodies of all the dead people that went against him. So literally every time you walk past that, it's a striking reminder. This is what will happen.
I'm trying to think of how to say it and I can't. So
well, there's Gilgal and then there's Galgala. I think Galgala is the one that's Skull, which is where he was crucified, and then Gilgal is the actual place where the bodies were. They're very similar words.
Yep, and I'll butcher it no matter what.
Yeah, neither shall there have transgressed.
I'm going to own that.
So, wait a minute. So, look at that, though. It says, and they shall go forth and look at the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. So, the carcasses, the worm of them, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. That's interesting. Can we look up worm and fire and see what form they're using here? Because those are, dead bodies. Why is there... Because worm is not usually worm. What is... Worm usually means, what do they call that? Yeah, the scarlet, the crimson, that story with the red on the tree, the blood.
Yep. What does that mean? The female Coccus illis?
It's like a worm. It's kind of like one. It's a little insect that clings to the tree and then releases blood. Yeah, it'll explain it down there. She would attach her body to the trunk of a tree, fixing herself so firmly and permanently that she would never leave again. So literally, giving birth, she gives up her life. As the mother died, the crimson fluid stained her body and the surrounding wood. So it's not blood, it was a crimson fluid. But it's also picture of Christ is what they go with. I just thought that was interesting. Why would that still be?
It says what a picture.
If you go down there, it's
but I am a
shedding
worm.
his precious blood on the tree. Sins be
I'm just kind of taken back by it a little bit.
But.
And what other word were we looking at?
I just want to see which version of fire they're using. If it's a literal fire or if it's if it has the other one attached to it, the metaphorical one attached to it as well. Because some do and some don't. Some are literal fire, and then some are purification. So this one,
I think this is
supernatural fire accompanying theophany,
Ooh,
God's
God
anger. Yeah, altar fire. Why? Yeah.
So it's not a good fire, I don't think. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly paints a picture. It's just interesting how they worded it with the bodies are dead, but when you think worm and you think fire, you don't think that they're necessarily dead. It doesn't sound like it, but I guess they are, but I don't know, it's weird. It's another one of those things that we don't talk about. Connecting to one of those things that we don't talk about on here. Topics we don't cover. So we have Zechariah. I think you can just get away with doing CECH. Might be able to get away with that.
Yeah.
And then 14:16.
We did that one, didn't we?
Oh, we did. Yeah, you're right. Micah 4.
Micah?
Yep.
Just 4?
The first 4 verses. Yep.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it.
I didn't realize that was also in Micah.
For all people will walk, every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever. For all people will walk, every one in the name of his God. So that means people will still...
Not necessarily. It depends on how they're using that word.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to go back.
Because they do tend to use the word Elohim, like, as there are other gods, but, like, they literally... That's a hard topic to cover. Another one. Yeah. But that word does get used like that quite a bit when you look at it, the Hebrew.
Yeah. Alright, anything else?
Yeah, so we've got Isaiah 9, 6 through 7.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it, and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
So that one says, Yeshua will unite both houses of Israel in the land and physically rule over all nations from Jerusalem. I was trying to see physically unite, or not physically, will unite both houses of Israel. That one didn't show it. How about Ezekiel 37:15? Because they give topics, but I want to actually see a verse that...
You said 37? I probably spoke that right.
Yep, Ezekiel 37. The uniting of the two houses is what I want to find.
The hand of the Lord was upon me.
No, 15. Starting in 15, sorry.
Yep, reunion of Judah and Israel. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and will make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes.
So I'm trying so hard to hold so many things back, topics I don't want to go into. But no. Do you see what I see here? Do you scroll back down there?
What happened?
Ezekiel, oh, you accidentally went back one chapter, so just hit the forward arrow that has one arrow. There you go. Where did it go? Yeah, so I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of and we'll put them, so he will take the two, right? Or well, yeah. He will take them and put them in one hand, and he is the leader. Do you see what I see here?
Yeah.
So those who are picking one or the other, that we have to necessarily follow one or the other, we should just do it just because, even if they're wrong? No, because he's the leader of all of them. That's what it says.
Yeah.
I'm glad that one popped up, because I literally didn't even know how to address that. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find more, because God always gives us literally what we need when we need it. But so on that one in Ezekiel, go to 43 now. And it'll be 5 and 7.
So the Spirit took me up and brought me into the inner court, and behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house. And I heard him speaking unto me out of the house, and the man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever, and my holy name, shall the house of Israel no more defile, neither they nor their kings, by their whoredom, nor by the carcasses of the kings in their high places. Should I keep going? In their setting of the threshold by my threshold, and their post by my post, and the wall between me and them, they have defiled my holy name by their abominations that they have committed, wherefore I have consumed them in mine anger.
Can you hear the sirens?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was like, oh my goodness.
It's okay. It's how it is in my house. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the background, and I'm like, it's kind of distracting me, but I hope you can't hear it.
Right. Yeah, let's move on. So I want to go back to Isaiah, because I haven't seen this before. Isaiah 66:17. I've read 66, but let's see what 17 says, because the topic says it's about dietary laws.
That's about the they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Oh, and there was also what was it? There was a experiment they were doing with pigs. That's right. So they were adding in, what was it?
With that thing, they used humanized mice right here to make that abomination, that one abomination.
Right. But there's something else I found out too, though. like recently that I've never heard before. They're literally using like mouse blood, like different aspects of mouse blood or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what the technicalities are, but they're using that to do something with the pigs.
Wow.
I can't remember what they're doing, but they're literally mixing the pig and the mouse right now in experiments to do. It's somehow supposed to benefit the pigs, but I can't remember what it was. And it's supposed to help them somehow, but I'm like, literally. So now when you eat pig, well, eventually, if that gets out and they actually start using that, you're going to be literally eating mouse and pig at the same time.
You're doing something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to.
Find
Usually,
it.
when it comes to science and stuff, you have to literally.
Oh God, this is so weird. All right, I'm done.
Right.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up, and I'll if I find it, I'll put it in the comments of this video. Because I gotta remember what it is, but trying to find experiments, there's so many science experiments in the world that you can't really like locate the one you want. But yeah, that's obviously kind of hard to miss there, though. Like, what happens to those that are purifying themselves on one side and then on the other are doing that?
Well, and the thing that you can see here is that they sanctify themselves. So they sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, and some here it doesn't say gardens, it says sanctuaries. And this tree is in italics, but if you look in the scriptures, tree and cross are often used interchangeably. So it could be behind the cross, but other people have pointed out that it could be like the Asherah poles or whatever. But that's the goddess, the fertility goddess. That's with Easter. So pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
That the, is it the tree? Is it a Christmas tree? Is it the Asherah pole, which is just connected to like Easter and stuff? So are you purifying yourselves in the sanctuary behind the tree? Is it behind the cross? Is it behind your Christmas tree? Is it behind, whatever? But it's all like that same idea.
Yeah.
I've also heard people say that this has already been fulfilled, but things again happen over and over, not just one time.
When you read both the Old Testament and the New Testament, you realize it's pretty much a repeat. It's the cycle, and then they're explaining to you how the shadow, and then the actual full story. So it's kind of hard to say that it's fulfilled, but okay. So I think most of these we've kind of already covered. Every idol will be demolished and every false religion abolished. We saw that in Zephaniah. Nations denied rain. We saw that as well. Actually, yeah, we saw that in Isaiah 66, didn't we? Or was that just in Zechariah? Oh, yeah, that was Zechariah. So it says saints given glorified immortal bodies. So 1 John 3:2.
Alright. So, beloved, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear that we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
There you go. So I keep losing my spot on here. 1 Thessalonians. Whoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Sorry, that was there. I had to read it before it passed.
Oh.
You're good. I got it read before you walked away, but there you go, guys. Yeah, so 1 Thessalonians 4. So the bottom one there that you have? Yeah, it's already up. And it is verse 17.
Can you hear that in the background? Can you hear them loud, people?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's not.
Then we were, which, sorry, I'm so distracted. All right. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Okay, hold on a second. We that are alive and remain. Isn't this used to talk about pre-tribulation?
Yeah.
Because does that literally not say those that are alive and remain after what? What does that mean? What did they go through? For you say by the Lord that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any proof of anything there. Other than the trump of God thing that he tried to pull, the other pastor used. But yeah, like, you really got to ask yourself, what does it mean when it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up? Even then, if you're saying that you guys get taken beforehand, why is it saying those that remain? And then why is it saying that those that are remained were the ones that get caught up? So there's two caught ups?
Is explained in the other stuff we just went over with how it's going to be in the millennium. And what are the clouds? They're the covenants,
right.
You know, like based off what we've done on like the studies on the clouds.
Right, yeah. So the cloud study and then the pre-tribulation video as well.
Aspect, like, I don't know, I'm starting to see it be more like us following his ways, and yeah, he's going to be here and he's going to rule, but the glorified bodies and stuff like that, I think that's like an effect of, you know, all of these things happening, being purified by the fire, and then afterwards walking in his ways. Don't we see where it says we're going to go? What are the other verses?
Do we want one more for glorified body, or want to keep moving on? Where'd it go?
Isn't there something about where you go back to living longer and stuff?
Yeah, but for some
That's
reason
like way skipping ahead, isn't it?
Hold on. No, I lost the picture for a second. My phone glitched. So unresurrected humans will live to be hundreds of years in age is the next one. And that would be in Isaiah 65.
I am sought of them that ask not for me.
19. Okay. My brain's over here like trying to sip my smoothie at the same time.
And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Is that the only verse they said?
No, it's 19 through 23.
Okay,
yeah,
I was going to say.
Sorry.
There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days, for the child shall die 100 years old, but their sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit, and they shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and the dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, saith the Lord.
So even the carnivorous animals are going to be herb. Oh my gosh, my brain can't think. What's the other herb word?
Carnivores.
There you go. So, I'm done. Yeah, that's cool. Go back. Yeah, I guess that would make it Eden, right?
Yeah.
Back to that phase. Go back up just a tiny bit, back to where we can see 19 and 20. I wanted to read that again because my brain went, what? There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his... What does it mean by infant of days? And then for the child shall die 100 years old. I don't understand that verse. I have a bad feeling they're all going to be literal, which is not going to help with the... I think the idioms got lost here. Oh no, this is... What are we in? Isaiah? Are we in Isaiah? Where are we at? Yeah, Isaiah. So yeah, the idioms, the Hebrew idioms, I think got lost in this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, let's not. We'll ponder on that one some other time. So that was that for that one. There it says Yeshua will set up Levites to serve in the temple due to his inability to serve as high priest while on earth. Huh? Isaiah 66:21. That's... We've already read Isaiah 66, but I don't recall that.
Loud, so loud.
Well, I don't hear it loud. You're good.
And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord. Let's go back a little bit. Of who? And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all nations upon horses and in chariots and in litters and upon mules and upon swift beasts to my holy mountain, Jerusalem, saith the Lord. As the children of Israel bring an offering and a clean vessel unto the house of the Lord. That's pretty cool, right?
Sorry, I'm still trying. Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to, like... My brain's confused because I'm reading this and it says you'll set up Levites to serve. That part I see, the setting up the Levites. And then it says...
I don't see how it says...
Inability to serve as high priest while on the earth. So there's one more verse for that, so maybe it'll be in that one. Try Hebrews 8:4.
Oh, I messed up. Did it go through? Okay, so yeah, this is it.
But it says, for if he were on earth, he should not be a priest. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Right, if he's on earth and he would not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law. So yeah, if he's here on earth, but is that talking about prophecy or is that talking about when he was already here? That's pretty vague. Look at verse 1, see what we're talking about here. Because I understand what it's saying, but I don't know if that's a prophecy or if that's the one that...
Now the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such a high priest who is set at the right hand of the throne of majesty in the heavens, a minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched, and not man. For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices, wherefore it is of necessity that this man have somewhat also to offer. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law. Well, I mean, between the two of these, it kind of
Yeah,
draws that picture.
it does draw the picture.
Going to be on earth, and this is so. Yeah, I mean, the wording in the English is horrible.
Yeah.
It's hard to. Yeah. So. What else do we have?
There will be no more weapons due to world peace. Micah 4. I feel like we already read Micah 4 though. We did. Yeah. The immortal saints rule over or judge the nations of the earth with Yeshua. So Revelation 20, 4 through 6.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that had part in the first resurrection. On such the second death had no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
So 1 Corinthians 6, 2 through 3.
Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church.
I like that. The least.
Do I keep going?
I mean, you can. I mean, that already pretty much.
What was it?
It was that. It was just pointing out that the saints, the ones that in the millennial reign are going to be judging.
Oh, okay.
And then Daniel 7, 22 through 27.
Alright. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and shall break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time, times, and the dividing of time.
And then
Is that it?
it goes to 27.
Okay. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Just like that prophecy right there, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, right?
Yep.
Nice try.
What's
Not
that
falling for it, bro.
times? What is that for times though? Because
I think times in general usually means when things happen, but I could be wrong. Season, yeah.
a set time, season. Okay, so
That's the literal interpretation.
okay.
But yeah, it does say season.
Alright, what else do we have?
So, well, we have this which says people will travel great distances to hear Yeshua teach the law, Torah, but we did read that already in Micah 4. So the next one says, the curse to nature will be reversed and there will no longer be carnivores in the animal kingdom. We saw that already. And then hopefully the last one is what you're looking for. A millennial temple is constructed and animal sacrifices are reinstated. What were you looking for? I couldn't remember.
We went over it.
Oh, okay.
It was the was it the glorified bodies? I don't remember.
No, we were on the glorified bodies when you were trying to ask me about something, but I couldn't remember what it was. So go to Ezekiel. Oh, wow.
What is it?
Ezekiel 40, but it literally says Ezekiel 40 through 48. 8 full chapters. So hopefully
what is it?
It says a millennial temple is constructed and animal sacrifices are reinstated.
The heavens were open and I saw the visions of God. Oh, this is a big one to tackle.
That might be something we might have to separate out a video for.
Yeah. Well, it came out of the whole thing and it was... I feel like they could have summed it down just a bit, you know?
Giving us some verses to actually look at where it points out that fact. But I mean, we do know that New Jerusalem comes down.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say obviously it's not. I don't think it's obviously not built with hands, and I don't think it's. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. I don't really want to speak on it until I've read what this thing is wanting us to read. But yeah, New Jerusalem comes down.
Do you want to read this? 8 chapters.
You want to read just the first chapter, and then we can we'll tackle it some other time. Yeah, we can do that.
You want to just cut this whole thing out, and we'll tackle this whole in one whole separate video.
Oh, I don't need to cut it out. We'll just tell. We'll literally sit here and say right now we are covering it later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's better we do that later. So just to basically summarize up all that. So we had unbelieving survivors remaining on the earth, the nations, right? And then all nations will come to worship Yeshua. He'll unite both houses of Israel in the land and rule over them. Be mandatory to keep the feast days, as it said, new moon and Sabbaths, right? That's part of the Sabbath. Sabbath in general means Moedim, the appointed times. And, well, yeah, there's multiple different kinds. It's not just one, like, 7-day Sabbath. But, mandatory for the feast days, 7th-day Sabbath observed. Yeshua will enforce the Leviticus dietary laws. Every idol will be demolished and false religion abolished. Nations are denied rain if they fail to pilgrimage to Jerusalem during the feast. Saints get their glorified bodies. Hundreds of years in age is our age will grow up. The Levites serving in the temple, no more weapons, all that stuff. Yeah, so definitely a lot to the millennial reign that I think. Not to mention the fact that a lot of people don't realize much about the millennial reign. They think the millennial reign is New Jerusalem, and those are two completely separate things, as we did in our video in Revelation 20. We can attach some of those when I post it to YouTube. I learned how to attach little buttons, so there should be a button at the top here somewhere in this video that I'll link that video in. But I like that. I think that's a good wrap on that one. That's the millennial reign for you.